I actually feel kind of weird telling you guys about it. I mean, I just feel like those are two places you should not be getting food poisoning. I'm telling you guys so many like little personal things. Hey travel lovers, welcome to A Wanderlust for Life. I'm Jessica, and in this video, I'm gonna talk about the things that I buy when I'm back in the USA. You guys love the little nitty-gritty factoids about living abroad, and one of those things is when I go back to the US, and I do that personally about every 2 years unless there is a big family thing going on. And when I do that, there are a couple things I get because either I can't get them here, or there's different options, or they're just things that I absolutely really love. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're gonna start with a really practical one. So if you are Dutch or you live in the Netherlands and you know alternatives to these things, let me know. I'm not the best at finding the equal parts from something from the US that is here. So I get medicines. I know, I am the stereotypical American who is used to, let's just say, dealing with the symptoms, even if you can't fix the problem. So one of those things that I always get is Pepto-Bismol, or in this case, the Walmart brand. And I get this in the liquid for home, and then I get the chewables that either come in a bottle or a little pouch that I take with me when I travel, just in case you need a little help, you know, when something just doesn't agree with you. I've gotten food poisoning. I was just talking about this to somebody. Why did this even come up? I've gotten it in Lisbon and in Barcelona. I mean, I just feel like those are two places you should not be getting food poisoning, but it can happen anywhere, as we all know. I also got it in Bali and Singapore, so I always have this stuff with me because I just don't like to be miserable. I don't know about you guys, but like I said, if you know of alternatives here in the Netherlands, please let me know. Another one is Dayquil and NyQuil. Either this or the off-brand, I don't really care. I think this was on sale, and I love this stuff because even though I don't work in a traditional office anymore, and it's, you know, maybe not so normal to go into work when you're sick just because you're treating the symptoms, I still like to have these. Now, something that you probably don't know about me is I don't actually like to take medicine. I do when it is absolutely needed. I have to get to a point that I am so miserable to actually take it. So this is like a really big deal for me, okay? So when I actually take this, I really need it because either I'm by myself and I don't know, I have to take care of myself and I'm like on the couch and can't really do anything because I'm achy and sneezy and can't see because my eyes are watery. I'm sure you guys have been there before. Or I actually started taking NyQuil for 2 nights because I had a tickle in my throat and I literally could not sleep because of whatever was happening in here. So I took it, I slept for those 2 nights, and then I don't take it anymore because, like I said, don't like medicine. Zyrtec D is my miracle pill. Now, you can't get this in the Netherlands, and I'm pretty sure I know that for a fact because I did look into this, because the D part is something that they don't carry here. Now, apparently I can get it in Belgium, but I live in the Netherlands. So I am gonna start trying regular Zyrtec and see if it does the same thing. But the thing is here, and I'm telling you guys so many like little personal things. I am very allergic to cats and dogs, and so I can take one of these 1 hour before going to somebody's house and I am fine. And when I say very allergic, I mean very allergic. So this is a really big deal for me, that if I'm running out, I will find somebody in Amsterdam that I know who's going to the US and ask them to bring me back one. Now, the interesting thing about this is it is a controlled medication. So you can only buy 1 pack. You have to show your driver's license. They have to scan your driver's license. And yeah, so it's kind of a big deal to get these. So basically I buy a pack and my mom buys a pack and I just come back with 2 packs. That lasts me for 2 years, if not longer. So this is pretty much a literal lifesaver for me. And then on the practical stuff, the Tide pen. Now you can get these, I think, from Germany on Amazon, but they're really, really, really expensive. So I got a 3-pack of these. I got OxyClean, like a stain stick, when I went home. So these are super, super handy to travel with because, especially like maybe you're not laundering your own clothes, maybe you're doing it in the sink. It's just nice to have something like this, like in your bag, in your purse, so that you can treat a stain as soon as it happens. When it comes to clothes, I do shop in the US. There are stores that I like for different reasons, and there are brands that I just know. And then there are stores that you can't actually get things shipped over here. So some places like Kohl's, I grew up on Kohl's, I don't know, but like I like just the option of going there, seeing what they have. Also, because I lived in a land of tall people, it's a little easier to find clothes for shorter people. I also do shop in Southern Europe when I am down there, but when I'm back in the US, I just try to make it a point to go see if there's anything that I need, and usually that'll be a lot of the staples. So it's not like I do this big shop every single time, but I do make it a point to shop when I'm there. I also found a new website, I think it's eShakti. I don't even know how you say it, but basically it is a website that you can pick clothing and then you put in your measurements and they make it to your size, and doing that is only like $15 extra, and it's not a high price just buying the outfit anyway. So I bought 2 dresses from there. I do really like them. They're a different fabric than I guess I was expecting, but you know, when you order things online, that's what's gonna happen. But I do plan on ordering more from there whenever I go back next. Also, sometimes there's things on Amazon.com that you can't get in Europe. So that's another thing that I would buy, not necessarily for clothes. I don't usually buy clothes from Amazon. I don't know why, I just don't, not for any particular reason. But I do know that there are some things, like I love watching gear videos. Pack Hacker is one of my favorites. Let me know in the comments if you're a Pack Hacker fan too. And sometimes it's just easier to find the things that they're talking about in the US. Now this is a really big challenge with the YouTubers that I watch, the ads that I get and stuff like that, because there are brands that you just can't get here for whatever reason, and I get that, but that gives me the opportunity to do that. So if you're wondering, how do I get these things that I order online? My address is a family member's house in the US, so I just ship it there, and then I will get everything. I'll try everything on. If it doesn't fit, then I'll return it when I'm there. But that also means that I'm ordering things so it gets there about a week in advance, so I still have time to return it if I need to, or it's actually there when I get there. Let's talk about electronics. Yeah, because things are definitely cheaper in the US, but that's not the only thing. It's also that there are times that I have found that there's different options. Holy crap, that is a massive crane that just flew into my garden. So the thing is though, it's really important to know what that means when you're bringing things back in. So if you are getting things over 430 euros worth, and that kind of is a collective euro amount, then you may be liable to pay tax on it. It depends on a couple different things. I'm gonna leave a couple links down below that I found from the tax office that helps you figure out what you need to know with that kind of information. But basically, if you buy anything, you probably want to keep the receipts, and then you can, if it's over that amount, and there's like a middle amount that I think you get some sort of different tax charge. It's very unclear to me, at least that part. So I'm very careful with what I bring in. I just want to point that out. But if you go over that amount, you will need to declare it when you come into the country. I will point out that it's different for alcohol and a couple other things. So it is important to read up on that kind of thing before you leave. And I will tell you, I have actually asked them when I've come back into the country, knowing I was going back to the US, I asked them about some family stuff that my grandmother wanted to give me. And they got a supervisor out and they were talking to me about it. And honestly, I didn't get a clear answer. Basically, the answer was, if you don't know the value, because it's not something that I just bought, that they would figure out the value when I came in, and then I would basically get a bill if it was over that amount. So it's very tricky. I didn't end up bringing that family stuff back because I was bringing other things back, and you just really need to know what you're getting into. Time to get into the good stuff. So you may know, if you watch this channel for any length of time, we love local products. It's just something that we love to bring home so that we can remember a place. Some of the things that we collect are gin and wine, but then when you go back to where you're from, you just bring things back that are super nostalgic as well. So I have apple butter in my fridge right now that I do need to finish eating, and we have maple syrup. I don't know if you know, but they make maple syrup in Virginia, and I love maple syrup. This is a family thing. I actually feel kind of weird telling you guys about it, but it's toasted dried sweet corn. Personally, I eat it on mashed potatoes. That's how I grew up with it. This is really weird to talk about, but so it's things like this that really stick in my mind that give me that taste of home. And then also, like, I go to the farmers markets just like I do anywhere else. And so I bought this lavender sage candle. I got the smaller one because it's a travel size and a little easier to put in luggage, from Flannel Firefly. So they are in, I don't know if they're in Harrisonburg or Rockingham County, but I love this smell. So I just thought that was really important, you know, supporting local in the way that I would support local anywhere else. I have a wild blueberry cherry blossom jelly here, which is very liquidy. It is super hot in Amsterdam right now, I just want to point out. So if I start glistening, you know why. But these things are really important to me because this is a farmer's market that I lived half a mile from, and I went there every single Saturday. So it was such a treat to go there and support some of the local people there. And the wine, so we have Peaks of Otter peach wine, sweet peach wine, and they do fruit wine. So their base is not grapes usually, they do fruits. And we absolutely love this. And I think if you think of a fruit with summer, I think peach is a really good one, especially for the South. So we brought that back. And then this is actually from my hometown of Front Royal, and it's a brand Honey and Hops. They have a tasting room in downtown Front Royal, and we just popped in. We couldn't actually stay for a tasting, but they gave us like the tiniest taste of this because it's strawberry hopped, and I don't know, I just thought it was so cool, and Sean and I both really, really liked this one. So we brought these back, we brought a couple others back, and luckily the wine allowance is a little higher. I think it's 4 liters of non-sparkling wine you can bring back, so I think we took full advantage of that, and that is exempt from everything that I've already talked about. So this is some of the stuff I bring back. If you live abroad, what kind of things do you bring back to your adopted home from your native born home? I am very curious. And I also want to know, what other kinds of questions do you guys have about expat life, immigrant life, whatever you want to call it, because I am both. I have no shame in that. And I just want to know what you guys are looking for, because I love to answer these kind of questions for you. If you want a one-on-one session, head to my Instagram, because I have like all the different services that I offer over there, and you can book a 1-hour call with me and we can talk about anything that you want to talk about when it comes to moving abroad. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and give it a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.